Hey, I'm Birta. Woo! And today I want to change some of the clothes that I have thrifted, that are the clothes that I have found that fit me in some places and not in other places, like my waist. So I want to cinch in that waist. Let's just look at all the clothing. I'll try them on. We can do before and after and see if I can thrift flip some of these things. Whoop, 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 whoop. Is it a thrift flip if you're not flipping it into something else? I don't know. But I'm gonna call this a thrift flip anyway, because yeah, the garments are gonna look more or less the same, but they're just gonna fit me. I don't know any tailoring, so we'll see how that goes. First off is this absolutely beautiful skirt this is the one I got from my grandma. And I love wearing it, except for the fact that if we look at the underskirt here, it's torn to pieces. But I want to do a quick fix just so I can use it this summer, and maybe for winter I'll have a second look at it and fix it properly. What I want to do is just to add kind of a panel here. If I sew these together, I'm gonna walk like a penguin. I'm gonna add like a triangular panel to this, and we'll see if that's enough or if I need to do this again some other time. Next, I have this absolutely beautiful skirt that you might have seen last week. I bought this. I wish it was one button shorter, so I might just take out this whole panel here. Either that or I would flip it and just sew it like that. I'll have to see how I do it, but this is just ever so slightly too high. But otherwise it's a beautiful, very flowy, nice skirt. So I'm happy to be able to use it in a way that I prefer it, that I like it, so I don't have to just manually kind of do this. The third one is a skirt as well, and is the last of the skirts for now. You also saw this in the thrift haul I posted last week. It's this brown skirt. I absolutely love the color of this. It's so nice. I don't have anything like this as a bottom, and I've been wanting something like this that I can wear, but it's just way too wide in over my waist. So that's exciting. I've never done that. I hope I'm not gonna screw this up too badly. Hey, hi. Just a quick jump in here. I had two more items. I had two vests that I wanted to change as well, but I kind of ran out of time. I'm adding this in here because I can't be bothered to reshoot the outro where I mention those two vests. So I'll show you a photo here. This is one vest. This is the other vest. They're both too big on me. I just didn't have the time to fix them. So maybe next time. Okay, but just so the outro makes sense. Okay. If we start with this one, this skirt, as you can see, definitely there is a little bit of things going on in the front. What I figured would be the best way to mend that, I don't know if it's the correct way, but it's the way I'm gonna go with today. I found this material very close to the original, like the other color, as much so that if this overskirt blows in the wind, it's not gonna be like oh, what's going on under there? Because this is close enough. I think I'll just utilize the corner here. Probably way too much. And if you have no idea what I'm doing, that's okay, because I kind of don't either. It's a very slippery fabric, so I'm anticipating that my cut will be wonky. Did I mark it on the other side where I'm cutting to? No. I'm gonna just pin this and sew it. I'm gonna hem it also because it starts fraying a little bit on here. What I've done here is I have sewn one side of the fabric together. I also tried to create kind of a loop, I think it's called front seam, where both the fabrics go like this, and I just tried to do that so neither one of the fabrics would start fraying. I left one of the sides open because in case if this is way too much, way too big, I can just cut away from this and see what would make a nice flow to the skirt. So I'm gonna do that now. And now I have this golden patch here in front, and as you can see, this is way too long, but it might be nice to be able to pull it just a little bit. So I think I'm gonna cut about just a small portion of it, just so it's also not changing into pants and like going between my legs and stuff like that. So we're almost here with this skirt. Almost. The wonky cut. This is not a straight line, but that's fine. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing where I try to interlock these seams like this by pinning them that way. This is by no means my best work. I think I'm definitely gonna look back at this someday and be like, the fuck? But that's why I want to start with something that is actually kind of hidden, kind of invisible. Okay, look, before you judge me on how I finished this is just too slippery for my impatient self. This is not going to be shown anywhere. So what I did, and did not change the thread, the color of the thread, because I just couldn't be bothered to. I serged the bottom of this and then just kind of neatly got it hemmed in a regular way instead of trying to do like a French hem. I think it's a-okay. I mean, this was just something I didn't want to have a gaping slit under the skirt with some stuff fraying out of it. So I'm happy with this transformation. I think I'm gonna try and do it in by difficulty. So this was by far the easiest one to fix, to mend, and it's not gonna show too much. I think the next one should be this skirt kind of thing. Oh wait, it has a giant stain on the back. What do you want? What do you want me to do? I think I'm gonna seam rip this top part, and I can use that to, worst case scenario, create some type of a casing, like a bias or something, if everything completely goes wrong. Let's seam rip. I actually think it's quite funny. I feel like seam ripping is so calming. It's a nice, just chill thing you can do, except if it's on something that I sewed, that I have sewn. Yeah, if it's something that I had made, if I had made the stitches that I'm seam ripping, it's absolutely infuriating. But if it's just something like this, if you're just taking stuff apart or something, I think it's just actually kind of nice. I think Georg finds this calming as well. It's the next day because something came up and I had to just stop working on this. I took off the highest part of the waistband and then I cut that in two because of when I was making the upplutur, the Icelandic traditional costume thing. Even though I couldn't use it, I learned a lot from it. One of those things that I learned was that I could actually make like a bias binding kind of thing just using the top part here from that. So that's what I have already done. Here's the front of the skirt. I already started with putting this on here. I'll have to flip this once and then sew it like this. I think that's gonna be it for the skirt, and that's gonna make it look nice. I'm done with the skirt, and it's actually very strange how little, like how much as taking this much off can change just for the whole skirt, not as weirdly positioned on my body, on my waist. So I'm happy with that. Although I did break a needle and now my sewing machine sounds weird, so I gotta look into that. I'll let you know. I'll look into the sewing machine and I'll let you know. Hi, Kalimin. I think I got everything working correctly. Wow. I'm gonna try the skirt on inside out and try to create some darts from that position. There are kind of, well, this is not really doing anything at all, the stretch here. So we kind of have a seam here because of this thing. I can take it off and flip it and see. All right, so what we have happening here is not very flattering. I mean, it's nice here on the back, but this is not ideal. I think we would have to pin it back to begin with, so it's not like a, or maybe then it looks more like a pocket and then it's more acceptable, much more like we have it here. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cut this. I've done something that I think might be the best way to do this, and that's to seam rip the whole side of the both of the underskirt and the overskirt. Now I have the front panel and the back panel, and I'll have to make this a one whole skirt again. What I did was highly technical. I measured, this is what I want off, but I kind of like it flaring out a little bit at the bottom here. So I have also measured on both sides of the skirt where I would like to not, like this would be the big dart, I guess. I think this might be the best way to do it. Let's move forward with this. If I just go super quickly over my thinking, this is how I have pinned everything. The reason why I decided to do it like this is because if you look on the inside, everything is overlocked and nice. So I don't really want to cut this because I already seam ripped it, and it's just so neat that I'm just gonna kind of fold this over and down to the part, I think it was here, it kind of starts to align again with the rest of the skirt. And I think the reason why this can make sense is because this skirt has pleats and stuff, and it also has this element. If it wouldn't have all of these things, I think I would have just taken, like done the front of the skirt, cut this down, but because of this pleat, it would kind of change the symmetry of everything. All right, so here's the moment of truth. This is the first side I did, and it's actually a-okay. This thing is a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be, and I fixed that on the other side, so it's way neater. All, like everything is way cleaner here on this side. So that's the question. Do we think it fits me? Let's try it. I know I said I was gonna make or change 3 garments, but this has taken way longer time than I anticipated. Hvað segir maður? Anticipated. So I'm gonna wait with the vests. They are more of a winter autumn item as well, so I'm gonna wait with them. I'm gonna just go enjoy the skirts and we'll see the reveal now. I hope it makes sense the way I try to thrift flip these items, and maybe if you have any ideas what's the best way to change these guys that I could learn from, definitely share it with me. I'd love to take in all your knowledge, so feel free to comment that below. And until the next one, bye! Keep my bind back in the boobies.